Good morning children. Hope you are all fine. In the previous chapter, that is chapter 4, we learnt about circles. Yes, in this chapter we discussed what is a circle, parts of the circle, tangents and its properties, secant and its properties, few theorems related to circle and tangent. Now, in chapter 5, we are going to learn areas related to circle. I am going to discuss this chapter in 4 sessions. Today is the first session of this chapter. Okay. Why we need to study this chapter? In our daily life, we come across so many circular objects. If we name them, wheel is of shape circle, a bindi or a design is of circle shape, washer, cake and bangles. There are so many, thali that we use to eat food. All these are circular shape. So, the problem of finding perimeters and areas related to circular figures is of great practical importance. Hence, we have to study this chapter and we should know how to find the perimeter and areas of circular objects. That helps a lot in our daily life, children. Now, I am going to discuss this chapter in 3 main parts. In the first part, we are going to discuss or we are going to review the concepts related to perimeter and area of a circle. Finding the areas of 2 special parts of a circular region known as sector and segment is taken as the second part, and third part, finding the areas of some combinations of plane figures involving circles are their parts. These are the 3 major parts we are discussing. Today in this session, I am going to review the perimeters and areas related to circle. Already on the screen you can observe the planar figures and how to find the perimeters. Here, to find the perimeter of L-shaped planar figure, we are adding all the lengths of all the sides of the figure, that is 5 plus 1 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1 plus 3, it is 16 units. In the same way, in order to find the perimeter of the rectangle, we are adding the lengths of all the sides of the rectangle, or we can add the length and breadth and we can multiply it by 2. That also gives perimeter of the rectangle. Then from this example, we understood or we recalled that perimeter is sum of all the sides of the figure. Yes, like same way we find the perimeter of the pentagon and perimeter of triangle. Yes, I think you all recalled how to find the perimeter of a planar figure and also the meaning of the perimeter. Perimeter means sum of all the sides of the given planar figure. Now, you are observing 4 planar figures on the screen, namely square, parallelogram, rectangle and triangle. Do you find any similarity related to perimeter of this planar figure? Think. Yes, children. In the square, if you find the perimeter of the square, it is 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, that is 4 is taken 4 times, it is 16. If you observe the parallelogram, 5 and 3 are the length and the breadth of the parallelogram, or we call that as breadth and the height. Because it is a 2-dimensional figure, we mention in 2 dimensions. So, 5 plus 5, 10, opposite sides are equal in parallelogram. 3 plus 3, 6. Yes, 10 plus 6 is 16. Again in rectangle, 6 plus 6, 12, 2 plus 2, 4, that is 12 plus 4, 16. If you come to triangle, it is 7 plus 4, 11, 11 plus 5 is 16. The perimeter of all these planar figure is same. Do you find areas of these planar figures are same? Observe, no. The space or the area occupied by these planar figure are not same, that we can easily recognize by seeing the planar figure on the screen. Then what is area? Let us recall what is area of planar figures. the space covered by these each image and the screen is its area. The space occupied by the mat is the area of the mat. The space occupied by this pentagon is the area of this pentagon. The space occupied by this square shaped object is the area of this square. The space occupied by this circular figure is the area of this circle, and the space occupied by that red triangle is the area of that triangle. Then we can say that area is nothing but the space occupied by planar figure. You know children, we usually mention areas in centimeter square or in meter square or in square units. Why we use square units? Because in order to measure the areas of planar figure, we take the help of squares, that is unit squares. That means a square with side as 1 unit. We use these unit squares to measure the areas of planar figure. Here if you can observe, the area of this rectangle is how much? So 5 square units, because 5 unit squares are used to measure the area occupied by this rectangle. Hence the area of this rectangle is 5 square units, children. Okay. Now we have understood what is area. So let us find the area of these planar figure, and you are familiar with finding areas of few known planar figures. That is, you know how to find the area of the square. How to find the area of square? Yes, you are correct. What you are recalling is correct. It is side into side or length into length, or if we mention the length as a, it is a into a square. That is 4 into 4, 16 square unit is the area of the square. Likewise, area of rectangle, yes, you are right. Side into side, here all one side is length and another one side is breadth, that is length into breadth, that is 6 into 2, 12. You can observe the area occupied by the square is 16 square unit, whereas the area occupied by the rectangle is 12 units, even though they have same perimeter. Yes, children? In the same way, we find the area of the parallelogram that you have studied in 9th standard. Let us recall that it is base into height. That means we drop a perpendicular height and we measure the height of the parallelogram, then we multiply the height by the base, that gives the area of parallelogram. What is the formula to find the area of triangle? Yes, you know, we take the help of rectangle to find the area of triangle, because half of base into height gives the area of triangle. Yes, here also we drop a perpendicular line from the opposite vertex to the base, that is the height of the triangle. By measuring the height of the triangle and multiplying it by the base and taking half of it, that gives the area of triangle. That we all know how to find the areas of this planar figure, and we also know how to find the area of the circle. But we need the area of circle and perimeter of the circle in this chapter. Let us recall what is perimeter of circle and how to find the perimeter of the circle, because there is an interesting thing in the perimeter of the circle. What is that? Do this activity and find that interesting thing. What you have to do? You have to draw circles with different radii. You take 3 centimeter as radius and draw one circle. You take 2.5 centimeter as radius and draw one more circle. Measure the circumference of the drawn circle using thread and scale. As shown in the figure, use a thread to measure the circumference. Then with the help of the scale, find the length of the circumference. You will know what is the circumference of the circle drawn. And you already know the diameter, because you only take the radius, no? So you know the diameter. Find the ratio of circumference to the diameter. record your observation. Definitely you appreciate the observation of our mathematicians, children. What do you observe? Yes, you are right. The ratio of circumference to the diameter is always a constant. Let us watch this video to understand it better. I have considered a circle with a diameter 4. Now observe the circumference of the circle. The circumference of the circle is 12.56. That is the circumference. If I open it, that length gives the circumference and I know the diameter. Yes, when I divide the circumference by the diameter, I am getting the value 3.14, which is nothing but pi. You can change the radius and you will get different diameter and you will get different circumference. Find the ratio, then also you are getting the constant as result, that is the ratio of the circumference and diameter is approximately 3.14 and we call that constant as pi. Then we can say circumference by diameter is a constant, that constant is called as pi. If you cross multiply diameter to this side, circumference is equal to pi into diameter. You know diameter is twice the radius. Therefore, circumference is equal to 2 pi r is the formula that we derived to find the circumference of the circle. This circumference is also known as perimeter of the circle. Yes, children. This observation was made by great Indian mathematician Aryabhata during 576 to 550 CE. He gave an approximate value of pi. He stated that pi equals 62832 by 20,000, which is nearly equal to 3.1416. Yes, today also we take the value of pi as 3.14. And you know one more greatest mathematician of our country, that is Srinivas Ramanujan, who lived during 1887 and 1920. Even though in his short span of life he has given so many works, till today his works are appreciated by all over the world. He have been able to calculate the value of pi correct to million places of decimal. See, he can calculate the value of pi correct to million places of decimal. One more thing we can relate it is pi is an irrational number. You know what are irrational numbers? That means the decimal expansions, non-terminating and non-recurring decimals, they are known as irrational numbers. Yes, the non-terminating and non-recurring decimals are known as irrational numbers. Pi is an irrational number. However, for practical purpose to do the calculations, we generally take the value of pi as 22 by 7 or 3.14 approximately. You know children, we celebrate a day in the name of pi. Pi day is celebrated. You search on which day we are going to celebrate pi day, and it is a very interesting thing to know the value of pi and about pi. You search and you ask your teachers to know more detail about pi, children. Okay. Now you know how to find the circumference of the circle. Now let us recall how to find the area of the circle. You are observing a picture here. What you have to do? Draw a circle with convenient radius. You draw a circle of your convenient radius, that may be 3 cm, 3.5, 4 cm, as you wish. Cut the circle into small triangles as shown in the figure. I have shown how to cut the triangles. Yes, so you have to cut the circle as small triangles. If you draw the diameters, you will get the small triangle. See that the triangles are of equal size. Okay. Rearrange the parts to make a rectangle. You can observe one more image below the circle. If you rearrange the two parts of the circle, if you keep one triangle opposite to the other, that will form a rectangle. So, if you rearrange the parts of the triangle, if you keep one triangle and another one in opposite direction, you will get a rectangle as shown in the figure. Now, find the length and breadth of the rectangle that you have formed. Verify the area by multiplying pi r and r. One thing what you do is, you will measure the length of the rectangle you formed, length of the rectangle and the breadth of the rectangle. You multiply, you will get a result, keep it up. You know the radius of the circle you have drawn. So, the length of the rectangle is nothing but the semicircle. The semicircle, the measurement of the semicircle is half of the circumference, that is pi r, and height of that rectangle is nothing but the radius of the circle. Multiply those two and find the answer. Do those two answers are similar? Definitely they are equal. With the help of rectangle, we can arrive the formula to find the areas of circle. Let us watch this video, that will give more clarity about the area of circle. Here I have a circle with radius r. The black line that is opened is nothing but the circumference of the circle, which is equal to 2 pi r. Yes, now you are clear with the circumference of the circle, and the circle is of length r, that means the radius of the circle. Now what I am doing is, I am dividing the circle into triangles, equal parts. Yes, if I go on dividing the circle into small parts, I will get small circles. Observe, I have divided this circle into 52 parts. One side I have colored blue and another side it is colored red. If you can observe, it is nothing but semicircle. The red one is semicircle and the blue one is also half of the circle, that is semicircle. Now I am rearranging this. You can observe that I am getting a rectangle. Yes, the planar figure now I am getting is rectangle. Then what is the area of the rectangle? Yes, it is length into breadth. In this case, the length is pi r and the height is, or the breadth is r. If you multiply, it is pi r square. If I go on dividing the circle into small triangle, I am going to get a perfect rectangle. To get a perfect rectangle, I have to divide the circle into small equal triangle. So, how to find the area of the rectangle, that is length into breadth. Here the length is half of the circumference, that is 2 pi r divided by 2 is what? Pi r. And if you multiply the height, here height is nothing but the radius of the circle. That gives the formula to find the area of circle, that is pi r square units. Now you know how to find the areas of circle, children. Now we will solve few problems related to perimeter and area of circle. Okay. So this is the question I have taken from your exercise 5.1 and this is the first question. Along with me, you all read the question. The radii of two circles are 19 centimeter and 9 centimeter respectively. Find the radius of the circle which has circumference equal to the sum of the circumferences of the two circles. Here we have two circles. The radius of these two circles are given. We have to find the radius of the third circle such that the circumference of the third circle will be equal to the circumference of the these two circles. The circumference of the third circle is equal to the circumference, sum of the circumference of the given two circle. So how to find the radius? Let us discuss. First, what is given? Radius of the first circle, we will call that as R1, that is equal to 19 centimeter. Next, what is this 9 centimeter stands for? Yes, it is radius of the second circle, that is R2 equals 9 centimeter. What we have to do? what is asked to find? It is nothing but radius of the third circle. We have to find the R3. Here the third circle circumference is nothing but the circumference of the C1 plus C2, that is circumference of the first and the second circle. So let us use this idea and we will solve the problem. To know the circumference of the third circle, we need to find the circumference of the first and the second. Therefore, circumference of C1 is given by 2 pi R1. Yes. So that is 2 pi into 19 centimeter, that gives, I will keep pi as it is, 19 2s are 38 pi centimeters. I am expressing circumference of C1 as 38 pi centimeter, using pi only I am expressing. In the same way, circumference of C2 is 2 pi R2, that is 2 pi into 9 centimeter, 9 2s are 18 pi centimeter. This is the circumference of C1 and C2. Circumference of the third circle is sum of the circumference of the first and second circle, that is 38 pi plus 18 pi is equal to 56 pi. If you add 38 and 18, you are going to get 56 pi. We know circumference is given by 2 pi r, that is 2 pi, the third circle radius is denoted by R3, which is equal to 56 pi. We can cancel pi on either side because it is there on the either side of the equal. Now we are left with 2 R3 equals 56, 2 times R3 equals 56. Now cross multiply 2 to this side, you are going to get R3 equals 56 by 2 centimeter. Half of 56, you know, it is 28 centimeter. Therefore, the radius of the third circle, whose circumference is sum of the circumference of the first and two, is 28 centimeter, children. Now I am going to give you one more problem. You try this problem, children. Take down the problem. The diameters of two circles are 14 centimeter and 21 centimeter respectively. Find the diameter of the circle which has circumference equal to the sum of the circumferences of the two circles. The question is same like the previous one, but their radius is given. Here they have given the diameters. So try this on your own. If you find any difficulty, please free to ask your teachers, children. Okay. Now let us discuss one more question from the same exercise 5.1. Along with me, you also read the question. Yes, children? Okay. What is given? The radii of two circles are 8 centimeter and 6 centimeter respectively. Find the radius of the circle having area equal to the sum of the areas of the two circles. Wow. So in the previous question, the problem was on circumference. Now it is on areas. That means the sum of the areas of the two circles gives the area of the third circle. We have to find the radius of the third circle. Let us list what is given, what we have to do. We know radius of the first circle R1 is 8 centimeter. Radius of the second circle R2 equals 6 centimeter. To find the radius of the third circle, we need to find the areas of first and second, because the area of the third circle is sum of the areas of the first and two. Therefore, area of circle 1 is denoted as A1, which is equal to pi R1 square, that is pi into 8 square. On simplification, you are going to get 64. I am expressing the area in terms of pi, 64 pi centimeter square. Similarly, area of the second circle is pi R2 square. The length of the R2 is 6, pi 6 square is 36 pi centimeter square. Now, we are adding A1 and A2 to know the area of the third circle. So, third circle area is given by pi R3 square. The value of the third circle, that is the value of area of third circle, is 64 plus 36, that is 100 pi centimeter square. Here on both the sides we have pi. If we cancel pi, we have r3 square equals 100 centimeter square. We need r3. So, for that we are taking square root on both the sides. When we take square root, we are getting r3 as 10 centimeter. The meaning of this is the radius of the third circle is 10 centimeter. Okay. Let us discuss one more question from the same exercise, that is question number 3. The wheels of a car are of diameter 80 centimeter each. How many complete revolution does each wheel make in 10 minutes when the car is travelling at a speed of 66 km per hour? If you read the question, first thing you have to recognize is units, children. The diameter is given in centimeter, the time is given in minutes, and the speed is given in kilometer. Here, to find the complete revolution, what we have to do is, let us write what is given. Okay. The given is radius of one wheel of the car is, you know, diameter is given. If you take half of the diameter, that gives the radius, that is 40 centimeter. I am converting the centimeter unit to meter. When you convert the 40 centimeter into meter, 40 divided by 100, you know, 0 0 cancels, 4 by 10 is 0.4 meter. Okay. In the same way, to find the distance covered by the wheel to complete one revolution, it is nothing but if the wheel covers a distance, means in one revolution it is nothing but the circumference of the wheel. Okay. So, next, circumference of the wheel is given by 2 pi r, that is 2 into, here radius is 0.4 meter, hence 2 into 0.4 into pi, I am keeping pi as it is, gives 0.8 pi meter, that is the circumference of each wheel of the car. Keep this in your mind. Okay. Now, given the distance covered by the car in 1 hour. So, the distance covered by the car in 1 hour is 66 kilometer, because they are telling the speed is 66 kilometer per hour, hence the distance covered is 66 kilometer. Converting kilometer into meter, because the circumference is in meter and the diameter is in meter, hence I am converting this distance into meter. 66 into 100 gives 6600 meter. This is the distance covered in 1 hour by the car in terms of meter. Okay. Next, in 10 minutes how much it covers? Let us convert that, because it is given in hour. So, 6600 divided by 10 into 60, you know, 1 hour has 60 minutes. To express this in minutes, I am dividing it by 60. Okay. Now, we have 110 meter. In 10 minutes, the distance covered is 110 meter. Now, to find the number of revolutions covered in 10 minutes, distance covered in 10 minutes divided by circumference of the wheel. Okay. So, that is distance covered in 1 minute is 110 meters and the circumference of the wheel is 0.8 pi meter. Meter cancels. Now, on simplification, 110 into 7 by 0.8 into 22. What is that? 7 by 22. When I have substituted the value of pi as 22 by 7, since pi is in denominator, 7 goes to numerator and 22 will be in the denominator. After simplification, we have 770 in the numerator and 17.6 in the denominator. When you divide 770 by 17.6, you are going to get 4375. That means in 10 minutes, the number of revolutions made by the wheel is 4375. See children, how many times the wheel rotate is 4375. You try the remaining questions in exercise 5.1. Thank you children. I am your friend Srimati Sucheta SS, Mathematics teacher, T. Dasaralli, Bengaluru, North 4. Thank you, children.